Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. You already knew that. But I'm not here to tell you things you already know. What I'm here to tell you is what NASA's Juno spacecraft has been quietly confirming over the past 2 years, findings so strange that even the scientists running the mission described the planet as a whole new Jupiter. I'm your host. This is Cosmos Unknown. These are 10 Jupiter facts that will genuinely change how you think about this planet. Number 1, Jupiter is so massive that it doesn't actually orbit the Sun. Not exactly. Every planet in our solar system orbits the Sun, that's what we're taught, but gravity doesn't quite work that way. When two massive objects interact gravitationally, they both orbit a common center of mass called a barycenter. For most planets, that barycenter is deep inside the Sun, so it's close enough to say they orbit the Sun. But Jupiter is so massive, more than twice the mass of all the other planets combined, that the barycenter between Jupiter and the Sun sits slightly outside the Sun's surface. So technically, Jupiter doesn't orbit the Sun. The Sun wobbles around a point in empty space because of Jupiter's gravity, every 11.8 years. Number 2. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is a storm that has been raging continuously for at least 350 years. When astronomer Giovanni Cassini first recorded it in 1665, it was already there. It was there during the French Revolution. It was there when the first airplane flew. It was there when humans walked on the moon. And it is still there today. Juno confirmed that this storm doesn't just sit on the surface. It goes 200 miles deep into the planet. That's 50 times deeper than Earth's deepest oceans. The entire height of Mount Everest is about 5.5 miles. This storm extends downward 36 Mount Everests. Number 3. In February 2026, NASA's Juno mission published a paper in Nature Astronomy, confirming that Jupiter is slightly smaller and more squashed than we previously thought. We have been studying this planet for centuries. We've sent multiple spacecraft to observe it up close, and we were still measuring it wrong. The difference is small, but the implication is significant. It means our models of how gas giants form and behave need to be adjusted. Again, Jupiter keeps rewriting its own description. Number 4, Jupiter has a moon called Io, and it is the most volcanically active body in the solar system. But in December 2024, Juno witnessed something that broke all previous records. Its infrared instrument detected a single volcanic eruption on Io's southern hemisphere that covered 40,000 square miles of the surface. That's roughly the size of Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio combined, all on fire simultaneously. The energy output of that single eruption exceeded the total annual energy production of every power plant, every car, every factory, every home on planet Earth combined. And when scientists checked again in March 2025, it was still going. Number 5. Jupiter's magnetic field is 15 times stronger than Earth's. In some regions near the planet, 50 times stronger. That field traps charged particles and accelerates them into radiation belts of extraordinary intensity. A human being flying through those belts without shielding would receive a lethal radiation dose in just a few minutes. NASA designed Juno with a special titanium radiation vault to protect its most sensitive electronics. Despite that protection, Juno still suffered more radiation damage than engineers had predicted. The spacecraft that was built to survive Jupiter's radiation was nearly broken by it anyway. Number 6. If you look directly at Jupiter's North Pole, you would see something that looks like it was designed by a mathematician. Instead of the smooth, banded atmosphere visible from the equator, the poles are dominated by enormous cyclonic storms, each one roughly the size of Earth, arranged in near-perfect geometric formations. 8 cyclones surround a central storm at the North Pole, locked into a stable octagonal configuration. At the South Pole, 5 cyclones form a pentagon. These formations have remained geometrically stable for years. Nobody predicted them. Nobody fully understands why they hold their shape. Number 7. In June 2026, just weeks ago, NASA published new findings from Juno in the journal Nature, showing that Jupiter is accelerating particles to nearly the speed of light. As Jupiter's enormous magnetic field pushes through the solar wind, it creates a boundary called a bow shock. And just ahead of that boundary, particles get caught and accelerated to extraordinary energies comparable to what we see from exploding stars. This means Jupiter isn't just a planet, It's functioning as a natural particle accelerator, the largest one in our solar system, generating cosmic ray energies right here in our own backyard. Number 8. Before Juno, scientists believed Jupiter had a clean, layered interior, gas on the outside, liquid metallic hydrogen in the middle, a dense solid core at the center. What Juno found was completely different. Jupiter's interior doesn't have distinct layers. It looks more like different materials slowly mixing into each other, described by scientists as resembling ink diffusing through water. And the core, it isn't solid. It's described as fuzzy, a diffuse, uncertain region where the distinction between core and mantle simply dissolves. The largest planet in our solar system has no defined center. Number 9. Jupiter has rings most people have no idea, because unlike Saturn's rings, which are made of reflective ice and visible from Earth with a small telescope, Jupiter's rings are made of microscopic dust particles. They reflect almost no light. They were only discovered in 1979 when Voyager 1 flew past and caught them backlit by the sun. The dust comes from Jupiter's inner moons, blasted off their surfaces by constant meteorite impacts. Every collision on those moons adds more material to the rings. Number 10. Jupiter may be the single most important reason life exists on Earth. For billions of years, Jupiter's enormous gravity has acted as a shield, pulling in or deflecting asteroids and comets that would otherwise have struck the inner planets. Some researchers estimate that without Jupiter, Earth would experience catastrophic impact events 10 times more frequently than it does today. The mass extinctions that have shaped life on Earth, the ones that wiped out the dinosaurs, the ones that opened the door for mammals and eventually for us, were shaped in part by what Jupiter allowed to pass through and what it pulled away. The planet that looks like it has nothing to do with us may be the reason we exist at all. This is Cosmos Unknown. If any of these facts genuinely surprised you, hit subscribe. I'll see you next time.